Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a screenwriter's rant on Do You Trust Your Boyfriend? Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8. So, ladies, this one's for you. Basically, this girl is dating the hottest boy in school, but it's not good enough. So she creates a fake profile of another hot girl to test her boyfriend. He totally passes the test, and she almost regrets it, which is weird. Like when she delivers the line, "Oh, he didn't react," and her friend says, "Why don't you just trust your boyfriend?" So then the fake profile kind of comes to life, and because the fake profile is Heather, and then an actual Heather Harris shows up to school, the same girl in the profile and everything. So she starts basically ruining their lives. She takes over the account. She ends up going after her boyfriend, and she goes after the other girls as well, to hurt them, I guess. I think she poisons one of the girls with drugs and then frames the other girl. It's a tour de force, and then she goes to visit the mother of Heather, and she's like, "Oh, her name's not Heather," and she's like a total lunatic who wants to kill them now. Um, so it's I don't recognize any of the actors, but from Mar Vista Entertainment, and I think these guys have done this sort of stuff before, but never at this level. This is kind of like a step up. Of course, practically, how does this work? These girls out of the blue create a profile just to test their boyfriend or one boyfriend. Then they delete it, but this girl is so on the money. It just happens to be her picture. She happens to have the abilities to hack the account and take it over, and then orchestrate like showing up at the school. It's a little bit much to buy in terms of the practicality of it. The synopsis is, oh, and it's a YouTube movie, I guess. Is it a YouTube movie? Well, it's definitely on YouTube. It says a high school senior becomes determined to uncover her new classmate's true identity as strange events take place at their school. So, I mean, from a supernatural standpoint, you might be able to buy it, but they're trying to explain it that it's not supernatural, which I don't really buy, but I could see how this sort of checks all the boxes for the kind of relationship intrigue I think young women would be into to watch this. Here's the bigger synopsis. When high school senior Nicole becomes concerned her popular jock boyfriend Liam is cheating on her, she creates a fake social media profile under the name Heather Harris to test his loyalty. Liam passes her test, rejecting Heather's advances, which makes Nicole feel silly for ever doubting him. After consulting with her best friends, Nicole deletes the profile out of guilt and washes her hands of the situation, or so she thinks. Weeks later, Nicole is shocked when Heather Harris enrolls in her school. Unwilling to believe Heather is real, Nicole begins to suspect Heather is a dangerous liar, and as bizarre and deadly incidents take place at the school. When the school administration and her own mother, Madeline, refuse to believe her claims, Nicole takes it upon herself to find out who Heather really is. It's kind of like a Tales from the Crypt with high school and relationship stuff when you think about it, because it's her fault this ever happened, right? If she hadn't made the profile, this probably wouldn't happen. So I don't think it's being pitched as a supernatural thing. I don't think it is a supernatural thing, but it kind of feels that could be the only sort of logical explanation. But in a sort of Tales of the Crypt, Twilight Zone-y sort of realm, I can kind of see how I'd be able to suspend disbelief and watch this movie and be okay with it. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I mean, she's getting what she deserves, right? She just didn't trust her boyfriend. She had no evidence to doubt him, really. She's just being paranoid. And then because I hate these tests. And I've been with a few women who did the test. Don't like that. Don't like that. I don't think you should be testing people. You should be having honest conversations. So I think at some level she gets what she deserves. But at the same time, obviously she doesn't deserve death and destruction in her life. But she, I think, gets to the bottom of it at the end. It'll be interesting to see how this movie ends. Does it end with a, like a Twilight Zone-y ending, which could be that, she goes crazy. She defeats Heather, but in the end she becomes Heather. Heather deletes her profile and she ceases to exist. Or, it could end like that. I don't think so. I think it's going to end with her defeating Heather and, probably destroying her relationship, which would be sort of a just thing, because the message is, you should, if nobody gives you pause to not trust them, you shouldn't be testing them. I don't think. So, not bad for Mar Vista. Not bad at all. It's got some interesting elements in it, I think. Do I think it's going to knock the socks off of people? No, but I think for the kind of movies these are, that's a pretty high concept. That's a pretty interesting concept. It's got a little more to it than your average sort of high school romance movie. So, would I watch it? It's not really for me. I might watch it on streaming, probably zoom through most of it, because it'd be a lot of girls talking about the guys, and I'd just be like, come on, get to the crazy chick. I don't have the patience for anything. So the first act, she's got this great boyfriend and she's in love and everything's going great, but every once in a while he gets a text and he just says, oh, it's just somebody I met, no big deal. But she gets paranoid. Her friends help her, foster that paranoia. So she makes fake Heather profile. He passed the test. She deletes it. Then second act, here he is passing the test. Second act, Heather shows up. And that's weird because Heather didn't exist. They just found a picture online, I assume. Then Heather shows up, starts screwing with everybody. Next thing you know, she's seducing her boyfriend, and they can't get rid of her. She, the black girl has an incident and collapses, ends up in the hospital. The other girl is attacked by Heather, I think. Here she is seducing the boyfriend again. Finally, there's a confrontation at the end where she tries to kill her, but I think that the lead girl, that girl wins in the end. So, and a good title too. Do you trust your boyfriend? I mean, this is right on the money for the audience. Right on the freaking money. Did you see Do You Trust Your Boyfriend? Do you trust your boyfriend? I don't know. Let's watch the movie. But honestly, please don't test. If you don't have any evidence, you shouldn't be testing your boyfriend. It's different if you've got a real reason to think he's cheating on you, in which case you should probably just confront him. And if you don't think he's being honest, then maybe you could test him, But if you're not at least going to say, hey, what the hell's going on, And you got to have at least a little trust. You have to have a lot of trust in your relationship. Your relationship should be honest. So, anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes, a Hollywoke hot take, and a news blast today. Check us out at the New Jersey HorrorCon this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I will be there with the Pineys books. That's it for me, and we'll see you tomorrow.